Hey everyone, welcome back to TapRooT TV. I'm Benna Hughes, and Ken Reed and I are going to talk about, it's the end of the year.
It is. It's that time of the year again, and I'm worried about Christmas, of course, trying to get my plans in place just for the next few weeks.
And then you got to think about your plans for the new year.
Then I got to think of after that, where I'm going after that. And of
That's
course,
important.
I know, and nobody wants to think about it yet because they're thinking about Christmas, but it's important
You
to
got
get planning
to.
for out
Yeah,
ahead. So
personally and professionally.
exactly.
So
Yep.
that's what we're going to talk to you about today.
Excellent.
We're going to talk about thinking about what this year looked like for you. What are some of your pain points you had, things like that. We want you to kind of go back and think about your program and just, did you have any frustrations? What were your successes? What were some things you were like, oh, wow, I really wish we could do this different or better? That's kind of what we wanted you to think about, and then we're going to put a plan in place to make things better in 2020.
Exactly. I keep 2020.
I like saying
Here
2020.
we are. So we're going to be, so before you can kind of look at your forward plans, you really need, like you had mentioned, we need to look at what did we do before? How did this year work?
Yep.
How did it work for us? And there's a couple things that you can look at when you do that. You can look at, for example, what kinds of investigations did we do? That's one thing that you would get your team together and do a review of the last 2019 and figure out, for example, how many investigations did we do? Maybe you'll find, for example, we did 4 investigations.
Is that enough?
I tell you, I don't think that's really enough.
It's not enough?
I think you're not taking full advantage of TapRooT and your opportunities for improvement. If you have 4 investigators, we tell your teams that you really ought to do something once a month or so.
Sure.
So that should be like 40 things that you've done with TapRooT over the past year between those 4 investigators. Something like that.
So if you've done 4 the whole year,
you probably are missing some opportunities.
Yeah.
So you may have to lower your trip points a little bit, and instead of only doing lost time injuries, maybe you go to all first aid injuries or something like that. Maybe start looking at quality issues at your company, right? So you get a lot of opportunities to make sure your trip points are set right. So I think that's the first thing that you'd want to do.
So if you are not doing enough of those, what are some proactive type
Proactive,
things?
I know, you're a big fan of proactive
I am,
too,
because I want to stop things from happening.
Right, you don't wait for them to happen.
That's right.
So if you for some reason don't think you have enough problems to go investigate, you would then go out and do some audits. Go out and watch your people do something. Go take a look at how you're loading trucks or how you're moving materials around your facility, and just go do some audits.
Right.
And then go do a root cause analysis on those audit results. So there's a lot of opportunities here for you if you, for some reason, don't think you have enough problems at your company, which I don't believe you, but okay. You can at least go out and look for additional problems and then do root cause analysis on those.
Most people don't like to go look for problems.
You don't want the problems to find you.
Exactly. I would rather
them.
go find them first.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a really good plan. And one of the things it also helps you do is it helps with your proficiency. It keeps you practiced. And so in 2020, if something does come up,
that's major.
Major, or let's see, you've gone through 2020, you're implementing these new proactive solutions in 2020, so you're ready.
You're ready to go. You feel confident that your investigators are proficient. They're ready to go. You may even in 2019 on your review go take a look at what kinds of problems did we have. You might find that you had when you start looking at your root causes and things, you start finding maybe we had a whole bunch of back injuries at our company that maybe you didn't recognize. So you can go do some proactive audits. That's where you'll schedule your audits. You'll go down to the loading dock and see where the guys are getting hurt down there and see if you need to do some audits down there. So there's a lot of opportunity for reviewing the last year so that when you plan 2020, you're doing it from data and not just from gut feel.
Yeah, you got to look backwards before you can plan forwards.
Exactly.
So.
Yep, that's right.
So when we're doing this pre-plan, we've done all this background work. We've gone back and looked at some things, figured out maybe what some frustrations we had, some successes we had, those kind of things.
Yep.
And we want to do better in 2020. So that usually is improving the quality of our investigations, keeping our people on their toes so they're ready to go. And we kind of have some ways we can help with that.
Right. We have a couple of things that can be very helpful to help you with your planning sessions. So, for example, we've talked about our roadmaps that we've been helping our partners with, and that can be extremely helpful because we want to be able to help you out. And
Absolutely.
Maybe we can give you some ideas on how to maintain your proficiency at your company. Maybe we can point you to additional resources that you have access to that might be able to help you out. Obviously, there might be some training or something like that you need to do.
Absolutely.
To help you out. But by looking at those past problems and now getting us involved and helping us come up with some ideas, because we see a lot of companies out there and a lot of different ideas, and we like to pass those best practices on that we notice onto our partners and our customers.
Absolutely, and we have a way to do that that's very exciting and fun.
Yep.
And it's just a wonderful time, and that's at our summit.
At our summit. So our summit's coming up in early March. It's going to be just outside of Austin, but almost an hour outside, I guess, isn't it?
It
Something
is.
like that.
It is. And we're not going to be in Texas for a few years after this.
Right,
So all of
yeah.
our Texas and surrounding folks,
This is your opportunity.
You want to definitely make plans to be at this one.
Yeah.
People come in, which cracks me up because we have people who've traveled 11,000 miles to come to the summit. So anybody in the U.S., I mean, you really don't have any excuses.
You don't have an excuse. When people are coming from Australia and Singapore and India,
oh gosh, yes.
There's really no good excuse for not coming from Oklahoma.
Exactly. But you go and put that on your calendar for March 9th through the 13th. And just kind of speaking of that, one of the things I was thinking about while you were talking, at the beginning of the year, get to your calendar and go and start charting already, scheduling some quarterly reviews with your team and things like that. Get some stuff laid out so you're not like suddenly 6 months or down the road next year and you're sitting here going, oh, I keep meaning to do this. I keep meaning to do this. Go ahead and schedule these sessions for your improvement program to keep everybody on the same page. You
could do quarterly reviews of what we just talked about at the end of 2019. You can do those every quarter, see how things are coming along and see if I'm making my milestone. So put them on your calendar now.
Yeah, do it. Schedule it out.
This and while you're doing that, put the summit down on your calendar.
Exactly.
Get that on there. So.
Exactly. And if we did mention training, if you need any training, right now people are contacting us for estimates to plan your training for 2020, so don't hesitate to contact us if you need that information. At the summit, we have all kinds of amazing things happening that can help you with your program. So like at the 2-day pre-summit.
We have our pre-summit courses, which are on Monday, Tuesday, the 9th and 10th. And maybe during your 2019 review, maybe you discovered that we have people making a lot of mistakes, just the simple human errors, those kind of things. And we have a pre-summit course on mistake proofing and effective corrective actions. Yeah. So that's a really cool topic to take a couple of days on, and how to write much more effective corrective actions for those simple human error kind of
Very
mistakes.
important part of the process.
Maybe you'll find on your review that you got a bunch of equipment failures.
Darn.
I hate that.
I hate that too.
So we're going to have a 2-day Equifactor class to help you think about how to do a good root cause analysis on equipment failures, and again, how to put really good corrective actions in place.
And stopping human error.
Stopping human error by itself is another 2-day course, a separate one. So these are all pre-summit courses that you really can help you with your forward planning as you go forward to the
If you
year.
found that your team is not you're not utilizing the software as effectively as you would like to, we have a 2-day course on that as well, and that's one that we had a lot of people take advantage of, especially at the last summit.
That was a real popular one.
Because it is, because the software's so awesome right now, and everybody wants to get in and utilize all the wonderful things that it can do for your program. Best practice tracks. These are really cool because we have not only like our instructors teach some of these, but we also have some of our clients come in and teach some of these. The people out there using TapRooT on a daily basis are coming in and teaching, and so they can really, they're preaching to the choir pretty much. But
some of our best sessions is our customers and our users giving their best practices out to the rest of the field. So I really enjoy getting the best practice sessions and going to those, because I learn every time I go to one of those. It's like, why didn't I think of that?
They're so creative, and so one of the cool parts is learning from. You kind of think outside the box. Listen to somebody who's in a different industry.
Right.
The ideas you can get from some of these people from a different industry that you could implement for your particular industry is it can be really
some people,
creative.
you get kind of stuck in a box thinking, oh, I'm oil and gas, or I'm nuclear,
Right.
or I'm healthcare, and you kind of think of only the healthcare problems and solutions. But I tell you, the nuclear industry has some great solutions that'll work in the healthcare industry,
Right.
and vice versa. So, yeah, it's great to be able to. There's not too many places you can go where you get that kind of a mix of experience
It's not,
levels.
and you can't really do that in our TapRooT courses necessarily, but at this event, it's just all over the place.
Right.
I mean, people are sharing so many great ideas. But we have some really great tracks for you to consider. You know, if you're a certified instructor and your goal in 2020 is to be a better instructor,
Right?
it may not be your year to get recertified, but
Right, but you can come anyway.
and
Come to the certified instructor track, and we're going to have some
called
ideas.
become a better certified instructor.
Amazingly enough, what a great name.
That sounds like a goal. Sounds like a goal to me. Oh, this
Yep.
sounds like a goal to me too. Achieving excellence and reliability.
Right,
That
right.
sounds like an excellent goal for
There's
the
all
new year.
kinds. I would love to. I wish I could just encapsulate this and just go do it. My excellence goal this year is going to be starting to work out again. Like I've kind of slacked off on that. So I need to get back onto that bike and on the rowing machine and get back up and going. And that's my excellence goal.
Yeah, I don't
my
have to do
personal
that.
one. No. Some of us luck out and don't need to do that. Some of us.
Improving investigations. That's another good goal. All these are kind of good goals in themselves.
They are just looking at
Yeah.
the track names is kind of managing risk. That's a great goal,
that's important.
and trying to figure that out. So a lot of great ideas in here, and the summit is just a way of not trying to figure it out on your own, letting
Right.
other people give you some great ideas, and these are people. Who have a track record of being able to put these kinds of problems in perspective and put great implementation plans together.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's perfect. So that's one of the first things you want to put on your schedule for 2020. If you're writing it down on your little calendar, that's one. And we're registering right now.
Yep, registration's open.
Early bird registration is
I think it goes through the end of the year, I
It
think.
ends January 1st, I
Yeah,
believe. So
I believe that's
if
right.
you want to do that, we've already had a lot of nice people get signed up.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
so excited about seeing everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But so definitely put this on your schedule. If you have training needs, start planning those now. I've got some people already. I've got courses on the calendar already, like to August.
Right, I have got a couple of June courses already
Yeah.
set up.
So
yeah.
people are already planning for that.
Yep.
Contact
The roadmaps.
us.
The roadmaps.
Yes.
If you need us to just give us a call and we get on a call with you and just sit down and help you plan out your 2020. Even if you're not at the summit, we can help you plan out your 2020 plan. So just give us a call.
We can be a good ear.
Yeah, we're happy
Yeah.
to listen. Sometimes that's all it takes is to
Right.
bounce your ideas off somebody. So.
And we may have learned something from somebody else that we can relay to you.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we're here for you. So keep that in mind. All right. Any other great ways people can improve their 2020?
Oh, I'm sure there's 1,000, but these are the ones we're going to concentrate on today, I think. These are some great ideas, I hope.
Well, if you all have any goals set for 2020, just let us know. We'd love to hear about them. You can
Mm-hmm.
comment in the comments below. Otherwise, contact us if you're interested in more information on the summit. We're going to be at an amazing resort at Horseshoe Bay. We are putting a picture of it behind us so you can look and you can start really getting excited about being there.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I know, it's my favorite. One of my
If
favorite
you need to
places.
schedule courses, contact us, info@taproot.com. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done that.
Do that.
Click the little bell thing so you get notifications when we have things up. And other than that, I mean, I think that's a good goal for the new year. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms.
See how many you can find us on. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a good one.
It's a scavenger hunt.
Well, thanks so much for being with us today. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We'll see you back here next week.
Bye-bye.